Welcome to Paradigms at paradigms.life, the radio show and podcast that brings you inspiring people with visions of a viable future for life on Earth that includes humans. Hi, I'm Baruch, host of the show. Glad to be here with you. Thanks for listening. We've got two wonderful guests tonight who have done a really amazing project of bringing together music and food and cultural preservation in a really wonderful presentation of music and videos. They'll tell us all about it, and you're going to want to check this out and get cooking while you listen to their great music. Let's meet them now on this episode of Paradigms. Sarah Aroeste, welcome back to Paradigms, and Susan Barocas, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Sarah, it's really a thrill to have you back. I'm always excited by your projects.
Thank you.
And Susan, wonderful to meet you. So the project that you two have been working on together is a project that brings together music and food, which is so cool because who doesn't love music and food? And they certainly go together. But you have brought together this celebration of Sephardic food and music. It's an unusual project. It's really a fun project. So I'm just curious to know, how did this come about?
Well, you're right. It is so unique in that I'm not aware of any other specifically Sephardic music and food pairing like this. And it all came about, like so many artistic projects during COVID, because I found myself not only pivoting towards giving performances via Zoom, virtual shows, but like so many other people, cooking. Instead of the sourdough starters that many of my friends were making, I ended up with this incredible treasure trove of recipes from my relatives from the old country. And in my case, it is Monastir in what is now Bitola, North Macedonia. And I had all of these wonderful recipes that had been passed down to me. And quite frankly, I just never really had the time to explore them so deeply. And being in lockdown, it was the perfect opportunity. So I started making these wonderful foods from my ancestors. And I started recording some of them, and I would cook in the kitchen with my children. And people got wind of the fact that I was doing this. And when I was asked to give virtual concerts, some venues said, "Hey, can you also give us a little cooking class?" And I thought, okay, well, this could be interesting. Being the geek that I am, I didn't only just want to present a food item and sing some Ladino songs. I actually would research the food items and find songs that related to the food. So if I was cooking something, I often use the example of almonds. Around Passover, I remember giving a demo, this delicious almond macaron that comes from my family. And there is a plethora of Ladino songs about almonds. And I just had so much fun discovering that songs in Ladino. It really surprised me how many songs, in fact, there were about food, and not just food in general, but really like specific food items, grape leaves, smoked eggplant, chicken soup. I mean, very, very specific items that are beloved in the Sephardic world. And I thought, wow, after the end of the first year of the pandemic, I had an entire repertoire of Ladino songs about food. And I thought, I have to record these. I have to put these in an album. But, an album about food is only half the story, right? It's only, it uses one of your senses. You need the actual eating part, the food part. And so I had met Susan previously, and we really hit it off. In fact, her grandmother also comes from Monastir, which is where my family is from. And we just really connected. And when I had this crazy idea, I called her up. I said, "Listen, we have to talk. What do you think about pairing each of these songs with a recipe?" And it all went from there. I'll let Susan take it up from there.
Yeah, it's just amazing how it started with this germ and just grew and grew and grew. Actually, I probably shouldn't use the word germ considering when it started. It started with a nugget of an idea. How's that? when Sarah called me up, there was like this opportunity for creativity and thinking beyond the situation we were in. So we started thinking creatively, and what it led to was this pairing of recipes and songs. The truth is, women carried both the music and the food culture forward from Spain. When we were kicked out of Spain, wherever we went, it was the women who were singing, the women who were cooking, and the women who were singing as they were cooking, and teaching their children, especially their daughters and granddaughters, nieces, that type of. They were teaching them this. They carried it forward, and we said, wait a minute, we need to do this with other Sephardic chefs who are women, who are in this generation doing the same thing. We're carrying it forward. So we looked around and found 8 other chefs. Sarah and I each do a recipe, of course. And then we found 8 other chefs who are either Sephardic or, in the case of one who is not, is really working to promote and preserve Sephardic recipes. And so they each were tasked, which was a great also lockdown task, with creating a video of the recipe that they chose. Everyone chose one, and it's very interesting to see all the different styles of the chefs, and the recipes really cover some of the most iconic ingredients of Sephardic cuisine. And Sarah picked these songs very wisely, I think, because there's 2 with eggplant. Oh, that's a good reason. Lots of garlic, and there's chicken soup, which people don't even know, like Maimonides in the 12th century was telling people to eat chicken soup as a medical, that it would make them feel better postpartum and other times. So the songs and the recipes really do speak to Sephardic culture over the past hundreds of years.
I'm talking with Sarah Aroeste and Susan Barocas, who have just released this wonderful project called Savor. It's a musical record, 10 songs, and then the videos of the preparation of the food that goes along with the record, as they've been describing to us. It's really great. This was recorded back in April, and so the website that they've created is now live. It wasn't live when we did the interview. You should definitely check it out. Just go to saraharoeste.com and you'll see a link to Savor. Anyway, let's hear some music from Savor. We're going to hear a song, Una Muchacha Ancelánica. And that song goes along with a particular dish. It looks like grape leaves wrapping some kind of other food. It's the first song on the record, and let's check it out. You're listening to Paradigms at paradigms.life. was Sarah Aroeste performing this song about this grape leaf dish. The song is Una Muchacha Encelánica from the album Savor. And now we're going to get back to my conversation with Sarah Aroeste and chef Susan Barocas. Seems to me you're creating a new form, which is the musical video cookbook. I mean, we see lots of food videos. They're everywhere, and they're so much fun to watch. And I have to say, you know, my palate has been enjoying all the things my housemates are baking from watching these videos. But I think you've created a form, because this isn't a video. This is a collection.
The conversation.
Yeah, we call it a multi-sensory conversation.
Pick a favorite recipe from this collection and tell us about it. I know that's a terrible question.
Impossible, like your favorite child. But
right.
What I really love about the way it was curated between both of us is that it's set up as a menu. We have appetizers, main dishes, and dessert. And so there really is something for everybody. We were very conscious about having vegetarian and vegan and fish and chicken and beef. There's really something for everybody.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that makes it really special. I might be partial to one of the foods that are easy for me to make with my children, because I really love cooking with my children. And there are two songs and videos in particular that highlight the sort of intergenerations of cooking, which is really important to Savor on so many levels. But we have bookends. So on one end, we have the Baroca, which is an iconic Sephardic food. And the video is with a woman in her 90s making it, which is just incredible. And watching her fingers as she shapes Barucas, it's just incredible. And then you also have, at the end, you have me doing a phyllo dough pastry with my 6-year-old and my 8-year-old. And so you really get the wide spectrum of ages.
Yeah, actually the Baroca person also is cooking with her daughter, who's in her 60s. So you have mother-daughters, and it's what it's all about.
This is an amazing project. I mean, honestly, I can't get over how many beautiful, meaningful things you've woven together into this that can touch people, everybody. You don't have to be Sephardic to love this. I mean, you know, anybody can love this. And gosh, I just see all kinds of similar projects coming up with different ethnic foods, with music and recipes.
We'd love copycats, right?
Yeah.
Imitation is the best form of flattery. So
true. And the thing that we love about it is that this project really does show off the diversity of Jewish culture and cuisine. And, you know, Jewish food is world cuisine. Jewish food was every place. Wherever we went, we adapted to kashrut, but we adopted the local seasonings and plants and ingredients and, you know, whatever that was. What this shows is these recipes come from all over. They come from chefs with all different backgrounds. There's the Greek influence, there's Turkish influence, you know, there's Middle Eastern, more Syrian. There's all kinds of influences that actually, over the course of Sephardic history, influence the food and the music both. So along with everything else Sarah said that we were trying to be very conscious of, we were conscious of that it's a really diverse experience within a very diverse, larger Jewish experience.
Mm-hmm.
So this collection, people can buy the record, Savor, and it's beautiful, and it's just got all this amazing music. Are the videos all collected in one place where people can get them, access them?
Yeah, we have a whole digital platform that will go live on April 21st. The digital platform will go live and you can access it directly online, and you'll have all of the music, all of the videos. You can download the recipes. There's some history. There's just everything right there.
Fantastic. And this will air after that. So when people hear this, it's right there. They can go right to it.
There.
Plus, the other thing is that Sarah and I have started going around and doing programs. We love doing that. We get people to sing with Sarah. We get people to cook with me. This really hands-on experience is very important to this project, whether it's in your own kitchen or if we can do a project, we're doing them in synagogues and at schools and community centers, whatever. We just want to share this in a very kind of experiential way with people, because once people experience the sound, the smell, the feel, the taste, all of that, the sight in person stays with them. And so that's what we hope will happen.
Talking with Chef Susan Barocas and Sarah Aroeste, who have just created this wonderful record called Savor that also has a whole video component and a website where they are bringing together traditional Sephardic food with Ladino songs about the food, all traditional and being passed down now to us in this form. It's like a video musical cookbook. Really cool. So we're going to hear a couple more tracks from Savor right now. And my pronunciations, I apologize. This one looks to me like it would be pronounced Yete modo de guisar la berenjena. And please forgive me. And this is a song about an eggplant dish. It looks like eggplant on a bed of hummus. Looks really good. And then we'll hear another track after that, and then we'll be back with more of my conversation with Sarah and Susan.
La primera que la guisa es la baba de Elena. Ya la hace bocadicos y la mete una cena. Esta comida la llaman comida de berenjena. La segunda que la guisa es la molla de chamas, la que vaca por dentro, la anchi de Roma. Esta comida la llaman la comida la dolma. Esta comida la llaman la comida la dolma. Será así que la agrada beber vino, con el vino, 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 mucho y bien el vino. La tercera que la guisa es mi prima Sterrecchiotti, la que vaca por dentro. Esta comida la llaman la comida al almondrote. Esta comida la llaman la comida al almondrote. Será así que la agrada beber vino, con el vino, 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 mucho y bien el vino. La bornilla saborrida en color pecho. Tengo un dolor en el pecho. Te responde, quédate aquí 15 días. Yo te pondré sano. Quédate aquí 15 días. Yo te pondré sano. Te daré gallina en caldo. Te daré gallina en caldo. Bicho desasados. Bicho desasados. Después que matáis al hombre, buscáis de curarlo. Basta de tantas palabras. Angelino iba volando.
La Envenenadora. And that song corresponds with what looks like a really nice vegetable and probably chicken soup. All right, here's the next part of my conversation with Sarah Aroeste and Susan Barocas. On what it is, which is what you just described, this is a quintessential human experience. This speaks to everyone's humanity. Everyone eats, and most people love food. You know, flavor and smell are senses with food. It's one of the good things in life. I mean, this is one of the things that makes life worth living, as far as I'm concerned. And then you bring in the music, which is, you know, they're like, those are two of the best things in life. So I think it's also so life affirming what you've done.
That's so beautiful. You know, it's true that a lot of people have sort of decried at least the end of Ladino. Not so much the food. I think the food is going to be with us for a long time, but it's true that really what we're trying to do is to breathe new life into some of these elements to keep Sephardic culture, you know, alive and well for, you know, for generations ahead. So to the extent that we can present it in a creative way that many people, even beyond the Sephardic community, can have access to our culture. That's really what it's about. We really want to make this as accessible as possible, you know, to anybody, not just to Jews, but really to anybody.
Absolutely.
And to acknowledge, Sarah, what you're doing as a person to further Ladino culture and preserve it, and the language and the music. You are truly a very special person in your role in that in the world, and much appreciation. Just fantastic. What kind of responses are you getting to this project besides my endless kvelling?
Sarah, what's the word in Ladino for kvel?
I know. No, right.
I mean, kvel is such a great word.
It's such a good word. I got to think about that one.
But thank you.
Well, it's not public yet, so I mean, by the time this airs, you know, hopefully there will be a huge response. But the previews we've been getting, people think it's a delicious idea and are really picking up on the community aspect, which I think is so lovely. That was, you know, so intentional between me and Susan that we wanted to create community by inviting, you know, this incredible group of women chefs, but that we want it to extend outwards in so many different directions. And I think people are understanding that, and they see it's, you know, it's not just a CD, it's not just, you know, a cooking series, but it's putting everything together and presenting it outwards in a way that reaches so many people. I think we're getting a lot of appreciation for that concept.
Yeah, I agree. And people are, every day I'm getting texts and emails from people who were funders, for example, early on, who have received a preview by getting a CD already, and maybe our apron, which we're selling, or, you know, different items. And they're just so impressed, starting with how it all looks, but also once they have put on the CD they're just very excited. And I think also, and this circles back to something we were saying earlier, we hope this will be a model. We hope this will be a model for cultural preservation. That would be a tremendous compliment, but also more importantly, it would be very, very valuable beyond us. Of course, we want our project to be successful and create wonderful communities and all of this. We also would love it for it to be a model. One thing that I think is important also, we don't always talk about it, but the Sephardim were immigrants, and their food and their culture, their music crossed all these borders. This is happening today. We have huge immigrant communities. One of the things that I would love for us to be more aware of is how they can preserve their cultures while still adapting in their new homes, because that's what Jews have done, forever. I think many of us are aware, sensitive to this, and that this project maybe
Savor
might contribute
right now.
also
This one's called
to
Chico
that.
Yannico, and it's a song about Barocas, which is a kind of a pastry thing. Okay, here's the song. You're listening to Paradigms at paradigms.life.
Chico Yannico, come il pasto rico, yamos fácil las borracas con el queso y la manteca. Chico Yannico, come il pasto rico, yamos fácil las borracas con el queso y la manteca. La 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 la. Chico Yannico, come il pasto rico, con la flauta y la farina sta facendo massa fina. Chico Yannico, come il pasto rico, con la flauta y la farina sta facendo massa fina. La 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 la. Monastir nu olvidamos, tus criaturas te honoran, respiramos tus colores, aspirando tornar, guardamos tus poses, aspirando tornar. Monastir, tráeme a casa, onde las calles me aman, las estrellas me hablan, las memorias me cantan. Ti veio caminhar nel cortijo, riendo con primos e amigos, comiendo tarralegos, e sempre tan alto, jugando juguitos, e sempre tan alto. Monastir, tráeme
That is called Mi Monastir, and that is a song from Sarah Aroeste's album, Monastir. She mentions it in the interview that this is where her people are from. Okay, let's get back now to my conversation with Susan Barocas and Sarah Aroeste. That's part of what appealed to me about it and why I wanted to talk with you both, is that at this time in the world, our ethnic identities, once again, are being used as wedges to separate us.
Right.
And many other identities are being used as wedges to separate us so that people, I want to say the psychopaths at the top, can conquer and rule and control. This is very dangerous. We've seen it before. This isn't the first time, but it's quite horrific right now in many countries, not just in the United States, although what's happening in the United States is very scary and dangerous. So the idea that everyone gets to celebrate their heritage, their ethnicity, where they come from, without it having to separate us is key. And hopefully a next step in our evolution as humans. Like, can we get there? And this is a piece that brings us along.
Yeah, it's valuable to look at our project, as Sarah said, as building community, because that community, as she said, is not just wonderful. It's Jews, it's Sephardim, it's Jews, and it keeps going out. And so that's the same thing that we hope. There'll be a lot, a big Venn diagram one day of all the cultures who could share different pieces. Because if you think about it, also, there's so many influences. You know, when conversos, many of whom were secret Jews, left Spain and went to the New World, there are huge food influences and music influences. But the food is what I'm more, know more about. But you have in Mexican food, pan de semita, which is Semitic bread. If you translate it literally, it's especially popular in Puebla. It comes from matzah, from the thicker kind of round bread that used to be eaten in the Middle Ages at Passover. It wasn't the boards we just got done eating, those dry boards. Or you have binuelos in Central America that come directly from buñuelos of the Jews of Spain, the fried dough, which also, by the way, sopapillas are descended from. Fried dough with honey. Sounds like a buñuelo to me. So
Wow.
It's very interesting because there are in this kind of lasting influences and crossovers. And so we're very, very happy to see all this and to see people integrating Sephardic food and Sephardic music in ways that maybe they weren't aware of before, and to help people understand, okay, there's all these influences. Same thing today. There's all these influences of different cultures.
I love what Susan said. I mean, that's such a macro perspective of it. And even on the sort of micro, smaller perspective, what really draws me to a lot of Sephardic music and food is that there are very specific stories behind each one. And you can learn so much about a culture, even just through its music or just through its food. But together, you can really learn a lot more. So yes, we have this sort of overarching, larger community spreading goal that I think, especially in today's world, is critical. But there's something really unique about Sephardic culture, and we want people to savor precisely what we've put together so that they can learn some of those stories uniquely. So, for example, I'm just looking at our menu of songs, Siete modos de guisar la berenjena, literally means 7 ways to prepare an eggplant. Why is that on here? Well, first of all, it's a really fun song, but eggplant actually is so important to Sephardic culture that we have it's the only food item on Savor that has 2 songs dedicated to eggplant. And eggplant is so important from the food standpoint. I can let Susan talk about that in a minute, how it relates to Inquisition history, but from the musical standpoint as well, if you couldn't properly prepare eggplants, I mean, it was so important. You had to know not only 7 ways, but it actually comes from a larger song that had 35 ways to prepare eggplants. You were expected to really know how to use eggplants if you were a woman of the time cooking in your kitchen.
I know two good ways to make eggplant.
Okay,
So.
well,
you need to check out our recipes. You'll have 4 of them.
Right. But, you can really understand a lot about the customs and mores of the time by just, understanding the lyrics behind the music, which place women so centrally, not only in the kitchen with the food, but also just in history. So there's another eggplant song, El Dio la mate esta grega, which was actually a song that had very solemn roots. After a great fire in Salonika in the early 1900s, many people blamed the Jews for the fire because they claimed that the Jews had desecrated Shabbat or weren't observing Shabbat strictly enough. And that's why the fire really destroyed the Jewish neighborhood in particular. Of course, that is ridiculous. And so another song came about that I found that's a satire of that said, okay, you think the Jews started the fire? Well, actually, let me tell you, it was a woman in the kitchen who burnt her eggplants on the stove, and that's what started the fire. It's just so ridiculous, right? So,
but the humor is so wonderful also.
There's so much humor. So, that's a great point, which is that this should be joyful. I mean, cooking gives joy. It's done out of love. It's colorful. It's flavorful. It's joyful. And even the solemn songs have that sort of twist of fun and joy.
We'll be back with the final part of this conversation with Chef Susan Barocas and Sarah Aroeste after we hear a couple more tracks from their new project Savor, starting out with El Dio la mate esta grega. And that song corresponds with another eggplant dish that also looks really amazing. It looks like it's got all kinds of eggplant mixed up with cheese and looks great. Anyway, El Dio la mate esta grega from the new album Savor. That one's called Pescado Frito, and that is a song about fried fish with wonderful sauce. You're going to want to cook these things, right? Okay, here is the final part of my conversation with Sarah Aroeste and Susan Barocas. This is really this culinary anthropology.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
This is so cool. Wow. Wow. I'm sure this is going to be huge, and I'm sure there will be lots of copycats because it's a brilliant idea. It's so fun. It's so affirming. And we need that stuff right now so much, but it is unique. It's just inspiring. There's going to be a lot of people cooking this food and playing with these recipes and singing these songs.
I hope so.
Yeah, we hope so. You know, I do want to just pick up on something that Sarah said about the food also. A lot of people don't realize how we know about Sephardic food other than what women carried. So that's one of the main ways is obviously women carried. The other big source of knowing about what the food of the Jews of Spain was is Inquisition testimony. Because when the laws of the Inquisition, well, when they became law, when they were codified in 1478, up until then, for almost 100 years, there'd been lots of bad stuff happening. As the Christians progressed south and we conquered Iberian Peninsula. But in 1478, the laws were codified for the Inquisition. Those laws had more about food than about religious practice, because it was food that was the tell in everyday lives. And part of what the Inquisition was trying to do was not only get rid of or outwardly Jewish people, but they also were trying to root out anyone who was a secret Jew, a converso, someone who had converted and claimed to be Christian, but they were secretly hanging on to something of their Jewish heritage, usually primarily through food. So people were arrested and even killed because a neighbor smelled onion or garlic cooking from their home, that smell coming from their home. Eggplants were such a huge tell, cooking with eggplants. These were things that the Christians weren't eating, that the Jews were. Onions, garlic, leeks, eggplants, making dishes for Shabbat, in banked calls, the Shabbat stews, adafina, or all different names. But the way food was cooked, what the ingredients were, and when it was cooked. Did it tie into a holiday? Did it tie into Shabbat? All of these were tells to the Inquisition and cost people their lives. And that's my ancestry. That's Sarah's ancestry. We feel this. This is important to know. This is really important knowledge to carry forward for us. The fact that food was such a huge tell to the Inquisition, as a chef, I find that a little overwhelming sometimes. If you actually read some of the Inquisition testimony, it's just, oh my gosh,
It's chilling to even hear this.
It is.
It really
if you
is.
were a woman eating a cold salad or serving your friends, other women friends on a Saturday afternoon came to visit, and you were only eating tapas, cold foods that were actually the source for tapas in Spain, were the Jews and the Muslims, the mezes that we and they ate. But if you were doing only cold ones on Shabbat afternoon, there's a record of a woman being reported for that because she wasn't cooking and the women weren't working. They were laying around and socializing on a Saturday afternoon. That was a tell of observing Shabbat. So there's a lot. I mean, Sephardic food, Sephardic music go very deep. The meaning behind the songs, the meaning behind the food, very deep. That's part of the reason why this project incorporates both in ways we hope will start to dig at that, will start to reveal that to people.
I'm so grateful to you both for doing this project, for talking with me about it, because, this show is all about inspiration and being life affirming. And in these times, we need as much of that as we can get because everyone is being pushed emotionally, spiritually, politically to our edges, as far as I can tell. And this is a way of addressing that is beautiful and loving and affirming and literally nourishing our bodies and our souls. So
Literally.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding it and getting it. And we so appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you. Yes, I echo what Sarah said, and thank you for your enthusiasm. It really, we've been working on this a long time, over a year. And interestingly, all of it was done over WhatsApp and Zoom and email until we saw each other for the first time in person mostly post-COVID in January when we did a program together. But the whole year before that of putting Savor together, we hadn't seen each other. So this is really feeding us to get your enthusiasm, and goes way beyond just being interested. So thank you. And anytime you feel depressed, I say, put on the album. I find that I put it on when I'm cooking in the kitchen all the time.
Sarah and Susan, it was so much fun talking with you. I love this project, as I said many, many times during the conversation. And the website is fantastic, really great. Folks, you've got to check this out. Go to saraharoeste.com. That's SARAHAROESTE.com/Savor, SAVOR. Or just go to the homepage and click on Savor. You're really going to love this whole thing and have a lot of fun with it, with the wonderful music and the videos and the community that this is creating. Check it out. I think you're really going to love it. And if you enjoyed this episode of Paradigms, I hope you'll check out our website, paradigms.life, where you will find 14 years worth of programming, over 580 episodes going back to 2009. And you can also find Paradigms wherever you find your podcasts, all the usual places. All right, so we're going to wrap this episode up with another song from Savor. And this one relates to a dish that looks like a rolled up dough, and there's something in it. I don't know what. It looks great, though. They provided me with these wonderful pictures of all the food prepared and what song it corresponds to. And so it makes me want to make this stuff. All right, so savor, savor, let that be the word for the week. Savor. What do we savor in life? Take the time to do that. All right, the song is called Si Veriash a la Rana. Baruch signing off for this episode of Paradigms. We'll be back next time with more inspiring people as we begin our 15th year of programs. Thanks for tuning in. Savor, and be well.
Abriendo sus buenas
You've been listening to Paradigms at paradigms.life.